There it goes. So hi, everyone. Welcome to our Westgate 7th and 8th grade high school information night. We are going to be talking about the Westgate High School, but also high school options in Adams 12 and what you need to be doing for that information and or those school choices. And we'll talk about a lot of different things tonight. So thank you for being here, and we will continue to add people to the night, and we will also be sending this out if you need to review it for any reason. So thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions along the way, please put them in the chat, and we'll be happy to get to all of your questions. So high school, let's talk about it. Oh, here we go. At Westgate Community School, gifted education is provided to all students in a community that nurtures the whole child, empowers students to be authentic, supports individuals in reaching their own academic goals, develops stewardship for the environment, and inspires passion for serving the global community. That's who we are, K-8, and that's who we remain in high school. Westgate Community School is about creating and nurturing creative, autonomous learners. So the goal is K-8, and although they're not alone, oh, I think somebody has a mic. Okay. We want them to become autonomous learners, where they're starting to learn the skills of looking at their own grades and thinking about what work they have to do, and becoming intrinsically motivated to learn more and figure out the world and share with others. It's really important that in high school, it's a huge jump for our 8th graders because they go from standards-based grading, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, to the A, B, C, D, F system. And failing a class really means they don't earn the credits. And so, and then there are things like summer school that may happen. So our students started to learn about grades versus mastery. Yes, grades are important, but mastery of content is really the point of education. And we had students go to FRCC, the college. My first year here, it was the first year the students went over to FRCC. And so when the kids came back from their first class, we asked them all to take out their syllabus. And one student raised his hand and he said, "This says 10% attendance." And I said, "Yes." And he says, "That's compliance." And I said, "Yes." It has nothing to do with mastery of content. And he says, "So if I get an 80 and go to every class, I'll get an A?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay." So on the first day of college, our Westgate students started to understand the system and how that could work in different college classes. But we still want them to be thinking about, just as that student did, what am I learning? What do I know? Have I mastered the content? We want students to be self-directed. Our kids learn to be problem solvers while they're in our K-8 program, and they are reasonable risk takers. And creativity and entrepreneurship, it requires risk, and that you're willing to put yourself out there. And that's what we're supporting, again, through this 8th grade year and then into high school. And I will be focusing first on our Westgate program, and then I'll talk a little bit about the other options within Adams 12. All of the enrollment things, Rochelle, Miss Goforth will be joining me and talking about all the how-tos and the dates. So be ready to learn a lot tonight. So we are still whole child education in our high school. We still think about the mind body community. It's a very small program, which I'll talk about, but we haven't changed who we are, although it is different than our K-8 program. So our High School, our Westgate High School programming is an early college model. Every student goes to Front Range Community College, and every student has the opportunity to earn an associate's degree in their 4 years of high school. We believe that by having the high school there, Westgate, parents, and I'll talk about Front Range Community College, their College Now office. They have 3 levels of support, helping them with a gradual process, socialization process from middle school through college. They're learning about high school, but they're also learning the skills of how to do well in college with a lot of support around them. And it's very different than going off to college, a 4-year college, having never taken a college class before, and having to figure it out on your own without your family there, without your high school teachers, Miss Washington, the counselors, all of the administrators here, Miss V in the high school, Miss Dewar, that's still available to students, who's the AP in our middle school, Miss Siebold, our principal, all here. And then also there's an office at Front Range Community College keeping an eye out for our kids and kind of making sure, checking in that their attendance is good and things like that, and communicating with us as a school. So it is the early college model. We have 30 seats in the freshman class, but our students go over to one of the largest community colleges in Colorado at Front Range Community College. So we have this very small, safe, comfortable place, and then they go out into the world and experience all of the independence that going to a community college requires. There are more opportunities for advanced learning that way. No other high school is going to offer them all of the courses that they could get at Front Range Community College. It is less traditional than typical high school. There's a lot more freedom and it's less restrictive. We'll talk about what kinds of skills kids need, but you think they get on a bus here and they go over to the college and they have to get to their class, they have to eat something, all of that. And there's not an adult right there saying, did you get some lunch? Are you making it to your class on time? So those kinds of skills are required. I mean, students use all sorts of, alarms and different things to help them be successful, but it is something that you need to discuss as a family. They can earn their associate's degree in Associates of Art, Associates of Science, Associates of Applied Sciences. They can also earn certificates along the way. Architecture, computer aided drafting, there's HVAC classes, holistic health practitioner, CNA, they can get a CNA certificate. We had one student complete all of the CNA requirements into her junior year, and she was 16 and her high school job was as a CNA. And then she went on to finish her 4-year degree in a CNA program, and her job offered to pay for the rest of her degree while as she continued to work there. So there are a lot of things that may not be an associate track, but may fit into the bigger plan for students. But there are ways to get that certificate program, as the student did, and complete the associate's degree. Our programming, there will be homework. There will be homework in high school. There will be homework in college. All of their classes will require some work at home. This is something that no matter what high school your child, your family chooses, there will be homework. So I just need for students to understand that and come in to high school knowing they may not complete all of the work at school. And if they don't complete it or don't turn it in, it will impact their grade, no matter what school they go to. The goal of ours is that all students attend our FRCC all years. It's 30 students, as I said, and students have to be organized to balance all of the moving pieces of being a student at high school. These are all the things I have to have done here. And I'm a student at FRCC, and these are the things I have to have done there. I often say, if you could drop your child off at the mall and they have some money in hand and they need to get, socks and go to get something to eat, and you say, I'm going to pick you up at this time, meet me here, and they do. Those are a lot of the same skills in terms of getting to where they need to be. Do they have the independence? Can they remember the things they're supposed to do? Did they not spend it on a kooky t-shirt at Spencer's rather than buying the socks they were supposed to buy? Things like that. So, in thinking about your child, will they be able to handle that kind of thought process and organization? And, freshman year, first semester, they're only going to one class. And so all they need to know, and we go there on a tour, is I can get some food here, and then here's my class. And then we show them where the library is and where some other things are. So it's not multiple things that they're doing at the college, but it is something to think about. And the adults at the college we have some great teachers over there. There are great professors, but there are also those who do not build relationships that we take pride in here at Westgate. So as parents, you have to know that once your child is a college student, you cannot contact the college for their grades or contact their professor. You can help your child write an email. You can help your child say to your child, hey, log in to your FRCC class and let me see what assignments you have in. My suggestion is to get the login and have it. And if the password changes, have a sit down. Something's wrong if that password changes. So that's my recommendation to you as a family, to get that login and really do, especially freshman year, together side by side. As they're juniors and seniors and they've been successful along the way, you can trust a little more that they know what they're doing. But if that password changes, that can be a problem. So what's the difference between Westgate Community Schools High School and other high schools? You'll hear about other programs. And as I said to some people who were in here earlier, this is really like being a kindergarten parent all over again. And you're searching for that next great fit, that place that will grow your child in the next 4 years. And so different people are looking for different things. So as you're starting to look at different programs, you'll hear honors, AP, IB. Honors classes offer no college credit. AP and IB classes offer credit based on the cumulative final. So what that means is in an AP class, and many of you know this, you've taken them, but it's also the same in IB. You could be doing really well, getting an A, a B in the class, but if you don't hit the target score, the pass score for the AP exam, you don't get credit for that class in college. You'll get that A or B in high school, but you won't get those college credits. Where at Westgate, if you take that class and you pass that class, you get college credit. At Westgate, 1 semester of college, so a 3-hour class, equals 0.75 high school credit. If you take a 4-hour class, it equals a whole year of credit for that class. If you take a 5-hour class, which is typically a science with a lab, you can earn a year and a quarter of of credit for just that semester's class. Also, you'll see on your GPA at Westgate, there's a weighted GPA and a non-weighted GPA. And weighted grades, A's equal 5.0, B's equal 4.0, and C's equal a 3.0. So that's really also something exciting as you're applying later for different programs, to be able to say, this is my weighted GPA, and be really competitive for competitive programs. And other concurrent enrollment options, some high schools will say, we have concurrent enrollment. The difference is theirs are typically done in their high school. They don't leave and go to a college campus. And they're taught by high school teachers who are certified by the university or by the community college to teach the class. And they're in that room with other high school students their same age. When our students go over to Front Range, they're really exposed to real college professors, and they're with all of the students that would be in Front Range community colleges. And it exposes them to a variety of thinking, more diverse classmates. And we had one student that was partnered with somebody in their class, and they chose to partner, and they were like going back to college, taking community college courses in their 70s. And they got to hear about ethics from somebody who had lived an entire life. That's a richness of program and exposure that just doesn't happen in a concurrent enrollment program that keeps high school kids with high school kids. Most of our students and all of the freshman students always have at least one buddy in their class, and often there are a few Westgate students in their class with them, so they're never feeling alone. Now, our juniors and seniors that are really honing in on what associate's degree they want, they may choose to take a class, and they're fine. They've been there a few years, and they know, yeah, there might not be a Westgate person in that class, but I want to take that class because it's on the track that I want to be on. So those are the things that make Westgate a little bit different than some of the other high school programs you may be researching. So this is what the course sequence could look like. It's very similar to what you would get at other high schools. As a freshman, you take English 9, you take world history, earth science, you're going to take the math that you need to be in, whether it's Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2. They take Spanish 1. Everybody takes Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 here. And then they take an elective, which might be something like Sociology 101 or Psych 101. And then, so they take one course and they go, on 2 days, maybe Monday, Wednesday, to the college, and the rest of the time they're here at Westgate full time. And then it's sort of that gradual release I was talking about. It's 2 courses as a sophomore, 3 courses as a junior, and you can take 4 courses. You're at the college full time Monday through Thursday, and on Friday you're here at Westgate and you do a senior internship. So it's a very full, fast 4 years. Some courses that you can take, we suggest, so this would be if it was an Associates of Art, you need to take history, a social and behavior science, you need to take a math at the college, English 121, English 122, and Miss Washington, as well as the College Now people in the office, the guidance counselors there, they will help your student make sure they're in the right courses for their associate's track. And so this is what it's looking like for somebody with an Associates of Art. So it's a lot similar. Can students bring their own computer to Westgate in high school? Yes, they can, but we will also give them a computer, that they don't have to have their own computer. And those computers they work here, they take them to the college, they bring them home to do their homework, and they can have their ebooks on there, textbooks, all their resources. So you can use the school computers, or if your child has a laptop at home they'd rather use, they can do that too. While they're on Westgate's campus, they are subject to all of the same IBOS controls and things like that. So there are a variety of course options. They're face-to-face courses. They have college and high school level both, and they have a variety of electives at Front Range, and they can really find things that suit them as who they are as individuals, but also allows them to explore different college pathways that they may not be sure about. Here at Westgate, they have real authentic high school experiences. We have National Honor Society, Student Council, they have dances. We're getting ready for the fall ball, the homecoming dance next Friday. They have, prom fundraisers, they do the service. They have class seminars, senior internships. They can become peer mentors in our high school, and they have whole child enrichment classes that allow them to explore different things with our high school teachers on Fridays. They take college visits. They get academic advising just like any high school. They travel for service learning in our high school. So freshman year, stay local. In their sophomore year, they go somewhere in the state. The last few years, they've gone to Grand Lake, and they've done service on restoring trails in national forests. They go national their junior year. Last year, they went to Nebraska. We always partner with Habitat for Humanity. And so they went to Nebraska and worked with Habitat for Humanity for a whole week and helped build houses in a community there. And then senior year, they go international. It might be Costa Rica, Belize. One group went to Thailand. They've been to Puerto Rico right after the hurricanes, because that class felt like it was important to go and help with hurricane relief. So there really are a variety of experiences, and the students choose that international trip pretty early on. And then we get the costs out to you so you can break it up over a couple of years or save for it, things like that. But our students really have rich world experiences, global experiences in their high school. And they get to see firsthand the large impact that service work has in your local community, all the way to how you can impact the world. Our Westgate graduation rate has and still is 100%. We have had 50% of our graduating class last year earn their associate's degree, but all students earned college credits. Some kids were one class away or two classes away. And if you don't take classes every semester, you won't earn the associate's degree unless you go during the summer. Our SAT last year, this is the mean score. The state was 978, the district was 984.7, and Westgate's was 1,054.7. And let me tell you, when you have a class of 17 or 18 or 25, because we used to take fewer kids, now we have give 30 seats, but the graduating class, when your N is that small, it is one student can really knock that average down. So our students did extremely well on the SAT, and they continue to. They take PSAT 9, they take PSAT 10, and then they take the SAT as 11th graders. So these are the scores here are our current seniors. And so we're super proud of them, and those scores continue to grow from 9th grade to 10th grade to 11th grade. And there are a lot of reasons for that. One is the exposure to college classes and thinking at higher levels than a traditional high school class, and really having to already achieve and work at the college level and turning college level writing and taking those assessments, things like that. It just prepares our kids along the way to take the SAT. matriculation, our kids go all over. And now after, how many years? 13, have we had 13? How, no, wait, no, 9 graduating classes, 8 or 9, this might be 9. They're all over. So Colorado College, all the CU schools, we have students at, many students at School of the Mines, NYU. We have students at the School of Aeronautics in North Dakota, which was one of the greatest schools. Colorado Mesa, Brigham Young, Metro State, University of Florida, Stanford. Some students continue on to FRCC if they haven't finished their associate's degree, they continue on there, or they decide that there's a certification program there that they want to continue after their associate's degree. Arizona State, we have students in the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, just really all over. We've had students chosen to be Betcher scholars. We had students chosen to be, the Pepsi scholars. And we really have students that do amazing things and get all kinds of scholarships and awards along their high school career. Here are some of our students. These are students that are working with Habitat for Humanity, or they're internationally helping to build walls and refinish. Like last year they did some restoration work at a community school in Costa Rica. We at Westgate are still a community of learning. Our kids are still our Westgate kids. They have a variety of experiences. We bring in expert speakers. We have classes that are still really student driven. And there's an amazing program that's a partnership with this University of CU programs. And if you get an associate's degree at any Colorado community college, they have guaranteed acceptance into the CU programs. So that's something to think about too. It's why so many of our students decide to go to, UC Denver or CU Boulder, those things. Our Westgate teachers are amazing. They're professionals and experts at what they do, and that's awesome. And so they have their teachers, they have their advocates. We still do advocacy throughout our high school. They still have that connection with our adults. And they can even come into their advocate and say, I somehow didn't turn this paper in on time. Can you help me write an email to my professor? Things like that. And our teachers can help support them with that. And then all of the people who support them at Westgate, from advisors to Front Range Community College and their College Now office. So who is successful in our program? And what I can say is many different types of students are successful in our program. The most important quality is that they want to go to college. The biggest disconnect is when sometimes a parent thinks it's a great thing and the student's like, no, I want to go to this other school for whatever reasons. That's when sometimes there's not as much success. So I think it's really, I'll talk about this later, time to start talking about what's the vision of your high school life look like for your child. Because don't get me wrong, we pay, and I'll talk about this, for the college classes, and it is a huge savings for our families. And so sometimes, that is something that parents are like, hey, this can really help. And so, but students wanting to go to college, number one, they feel ready for college classes. It doesn't mean they're not nervous about it, but they think like, I think I'm ready. I think I can do this with supports from Westgate and Front Range, but there's some interest there and they feel ready. Not that they're not nervous though. Everybody's nervous. They're academically ready for college. So I'll talk about this. There's a placement test at Front Range called the AccuPlacer. And there's cutoff scores that tell the college if they're ready to take college classes. So that will be a good indicator to you. They like a challenge. Is your child independent? Are they self-directed, ambitious? Are they doing things? Do you have some resiliency? Are they okay if they've always been an A student or always been a B student and maybe they get a C on a paper? Will they come back next time saying, I'm going to use all that feedback and do it different? Or maybe next time I'll go to the writing lab at Front Range and get some feedback before I turn it into my professor. All of these things. They should want this opportunity. They should feel positive about it. But there's a lot to say about this sort of fire in your belly. Like, I'm going to show everybody I can earn an associate's degree. I'm going to do this. And that carries our students a long way. I remember one of our twice exceptional students was like, everybody thinks I can't do this and I'm going to do it. And she graduated with this associate's degree. She's already graduated from a 4-year university and now out in the world in a real job. They have to take it seriously and they have to know that more is going to be expected of them because they're a high school student and they're a college student. So they will have those kinds of expectations on them. So how does it work? We transport the students by bus over to Front Range and we pay the tuition for all of the Front Range classes. If they take 60 credits, that's a saving to parents between $17,000 and $20,000. But they transfer in to a college with junior credits. And for one of our parents, they put on our family page, their child went to CU Boulder, and that's $30,000 a year. So transferring in as a junior saved that family $60,000 in tuition in a 4-year university. We make sure that all the courses that students take are guaranteed transfer for Colorado universities. So we guarantee if Front Range approves it, if the College Now office approves it, the college will approve it. It may not be the classes once they determine their major that they need, but it will get them to that junior level. And then once they declare a major, they may have to take a class here or there that was outside of associates. But if they kind of know by their senior year what they think they want to major in, it usually works out that then they finish their 4-year degree in 2 years. They have all the benefits of being an FRCC student. They can join clubs there, be in their plays, join their jazz band. They can use the library, the writing lab, the math lab. They can use the free tutoring that's there. So all of those supports that are there for any community college student is also there for your child. They can earn those 60 credits, the associate's degree, and all those certificates and VOTEC programs I was talking about. Things to consider. Most students take college courses every semester at Westgate. And this year, it's really a push that all students take college classes starting first semester. Even if they're a little nervous, if they have that AccuPlacer score, that's the information that says they're ready. They are academically ready. And we want them to go to college with their peers because when most of the peers leave, let's say on Monday and Wednesday, the reality of staying back when there may be 1 or 3 students that don't go, then those classes, those students, the classes are small. It's not as much lively conversation, but also they lose that connection. Their peers are all experiencing this new thing and coming back and talking about it, and that's a disconnect for some of the students who stay back. We always hear, I should have done it. I should have taken a class. Can I get in a class now? And it's like, no, it's too late now. So, and usually they're like the first ones to want to register for second semester. D or F grades at Front Range Community College, they get no college credit. And it impacts their GPA even here at the high school. So a withdrawal impacts, unless it's done before the withdrawal date. But if they withdraw later, it impacts their GPA. It impacts their high school GPA. If a student continues to fail classes lower than 67% at Front Range, they will not be eligible for financial aid in the future until they bring that level up over that pass level over 67%. So the College Now office and Miss Washington are always watching that, and they will put students on, why am I losing the word? But they will not be able to take classes for a semester or two until we can see that their work here, not probation, I don't know. Anyway, oh, did it go away? No, hold on, where did here it is. My PowerPoint went away, sorry. So you want to have different high school options. Talk about it with your family. You know, maybe you're gonna choice into your neighborhood school just in case, so you have that that steady school, you know. Maybe you want to choice into a different high school in Adams 12. And you have your target school. I really want to go to Westgate. So that's the school. And maybe you even say, I wonder if I could get a scholarship to this private school. I'm going to apply for that too. So have these different options because there are 30 seats at Westgate. Ms. Goforth, do you want to talk about the application process?
Sure, this is my thing. So the thing that we want you to get started on earlier, sooner than later, is applying to Front Range. And all you do is you have to go on there, hit apply now, create an account. And all that does is just generate a student number. And once you have that student number, then you can go online and schedule the AccuPlacer test. We recommend that the kids take that over winter break. So that way, if you want to, you can break it into a couple days, maybe take the English one day and the math another day. And what happens is once you're done with that test, they'll give you a printout and you'll be able to upload that printout directly to the application itself. And taking the AccuPlacer isn't a requirement, but having those qualifying scores does increase the chances of a seat offer because we have different priority levels, and we'll go over that in just a minute. And then the other thing is that you want to do is like fill out our application, and that is a live link on our website, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. So those are the two things. You want to apply to Front Range, apply to Westgate, upload those AccuPlacer scores, and hit submit. We will be running the lottery on February 7th. And you'll want to get your applications in before January 31st. So, and you'll receive an email. We also have some exciting events too, so I don't forget, coming up for the students in November for 8th graders. We're going to have the week of the 18th. We'll be going up and doing presentations with the kids directly, me and Miss Washington. And then we're also going to have some shadow dates for the kids to sign up for. Very limited seats, so you want to snag those as soon as you can. But they'll go down and shadow in our high school, see what a half day looks like down there. And then we're going to also have like a question and answer panel with our high school students that the students can ask questions directly to them too.
Thank you. So yeah, make sure you hit those deadlines because we'll talk about what that means. And then you'll hear February 7th with the results. And I didn't do that. Lottery preference. So Westgate students with qualifying acuplacer scores get first pick into the high school. They're the first lottery preference. And then Adams 12 students with qualifying acuplacer scores are second. And then out of district students with qualifying acuplacer scores are third. And then current Westgates who do not have qualifying scores or who don't take the test come fourth. And then that's the same fifth for Adams 12 students and then out of district students after them. And this is outlined in our charter. So even though we love all of our students, if they just don't go take the test, they'll be in the fourth level of students in the lottery preference. So what is a qualifying acuplacer score? So as Rochelle said, there's two tests you take. As she said too, you don't have to take them on the same day. If math is your strong suit, go take that one first. Like, see what it is in your area of comfort. And then when you're feeling literary, go take the English test on another day. You can sign up for different days. So English 246 or higher gets them into English composition, and then math 245 or higher gets them into advanced algebra functions, and this is algebra or math 1340 there now. They're new numbers. So those are the numbers they're shooting for. And Rochelle, can they take the test more than once?
Only in a few months period. So you'll want to really take it serious when you take it in
Yes,
December,
thank you.
because you won't have time to retake it before we run that lottery. And guess what? You don't have to have qualifying scores in both English and math, just in one or the other.
Yeah.
So that's great news.
That's
and
awesome.
Most of the time, our kids will test into college level English, not necessarily college level math.
Yeah,
study guides on our website. I'll show you those too.
Yep, there are study guides, and you can take practice tests and things like that that are free online. So yes, so that was the information about Westgate, and we'll talk a little bit about, so that's the process for our high school, but I do want to touch on some of the other options because those dates are different too. There are choice schools that are small programs within a bigger high school. So there's the STEM program at North Glen that you may have heard about, Horizon Soar at Horizon. There's Global Studies at Mountain Range, and Legacy 2000 at Legacy. They take 200 students, and there's an IB program at Thornton High School. So these are smaller programs within those big schools. So a lot of times the core classes of math and English are taken together, and then electives are taken with all students within the high school. So there are other charters in Adams 12. All of them have different application process. So you want to make sure you look at each enrollment page for the details for different charters. Even if you're like, I just want to go traditional high school, I don't want one of those small programs within a program, I just want to go to my homeschool Horizon, you still must fill out the choice application to get a seat. So make sure first round opens December 1st. So choice for traditional neighborhood high schools opens the same day as the application for Westgate. So just keep December 1st as an important day in your brain. And then private schools, there are many around too. Check enrollment details because they too have different information nights or application process that you have to go through to be accepted into their school with very different dates, and they're all very different. So somebody is going to have to be very organized to know when all of the different applications have to be in. It's now time for your family to start really talking about it. And if you've been kind of discussing it start to get serious because December 1st is 5 weeks away. And in between there's trunk or treat and Halloween and Thanksgiving and the 7/8 dance and all of those things, plus I'm sure sports and other activities. So it's really time to sit down and talk about what's right for the student. What does the student think? After they hear different programs or talk to the panel or go to a shadow day here at Westgate, okay, we want to apply. Then we need to take the AccuPlacer. We need to, sign up for that. Go to information nights, take tours. As Rochelle said, sign up for those November days. AccuPlacer, many people do it over winter break. If you're going to be in town winter break, because you have 3 weeks and you can sort of space out the days or pick one day if they're like, no, I love long tests. And they just want to do it all in one day. You can do that as well. So look at that, look at your schedule and start to find those days that'll work for you before that January 31st deadline. And then make sure you keep those application deadlines on your calendar with reminders like a week before for the parents. So in closing, oh, sorry, darn it, I hit the thing, sorry. I say this in our K-8 program with that same video. In 4 short years, your kids are going to be graduating high school, and don't settle. Find the right program. Find the place that gives you goosebumps, find the one that you're like, this is exactly what we had hoped for. Because when that match happens between student and program, it's a miracle. And it's okay if your student is like, I want to be in marching band and I want to be at school, at Legacy because that's where you went. And I hear about it. And we love when our students stay here and they're successful in other schools and they're successful here. And all of those are a win for us. It's it's really an exciting time and it's going to go so fast. This year will go so fast for our 8th grade students and the next 4 years just fly by. So enjoy every minute, search for the right school and just watch your student soar. That's it for us. We have questions now.
Quick minute and show everyone the website
Oh, go
where you
in.
can
Yes, do
find
that
some of this
first.
stuff. So let me pull that up really quick. Can you see it okay?
Yep.
All right. So, and this is just westgateschool.org. Click on enrollment and you'll see all of our tabs here. Just some general information about how this all works with the lottery and weight pools, special enrollment dates. You want to add these to your calendar. It has when it opens. I'll be emailing out the intent to return to everyone. The applications are due the end of January and the lottery February 7th. And then we have the high school application page here. You can go ahead, if you don't already have a school Mint account, you can still click on this link and start creating your school Mint account. But you won't be able to submit an application until December 1st. And then this is where you can find the different preferences, and then we'll upload our new information night here. AccuPlacer. What is the AccuPlacer? We go over that again here. What do you need in order to take the test? You will want to have your student's school ID when you take that test. You need a photo ID. If you don't have that anymore, email me because I can print something out of Infinite Campus that works just as well. Again, do you have to take both tests on the same day? No, you don't. How long does it take? I would allow, a few hours for sure for each test. We talk about how many times you can take the test. Here are some links to apply right to Front Range's website. And then here is where you will schedule your test. And then we do have those study guides like we mentioned right here on their website too. And
the AccuPlacer is free.
It is free, yes.
Awesome. So let's take a look at some of the chat questions. So free, only 8th graders can shadow in the high school because the spaces are so limited. So know that that will be available to them next year. And they'll also be able to hear when all the 8th graders come back talking about it. So that's exciting. It's an exciting time. Do they have to take classes every semester? Really, yes, the students do, unless there's an academic reason why they can't, or that Front Range says they can't, for whatever reason, then they'll stay here. Is it anything else? Any other questions that are coming up? Are things coming in? There is no tuition that you pay. There are student fees and textbooks. And the textbooks are almost now all online. So Rochelle, you had a child go through fees.
Yeah, it's been what, 4 years now they
I
graduated,
know,
the youngest.
but
I don't know
we
how
look at the
I'm
fees.
not getting any older. I don't know how that's working. But yeah, so I think the most ever paid was like 150, and that was when they were senior for fees. So it is something you kind of have to budget each semester, but it's not ridiculous at all, for sure.
And you can get some of that information on the Front Range Community College website. They go through that, what student fees are. So there isn't a tuition for our high school. It's still a free public charter school. And so the school pays for their Front Range tuition.
And I agree with getting all of the passwords.
Get the passwords.
Get the passwords.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you have more questions, we're happy to answer more, but thank you for spending almost an hour with us tonight. We appreciate it, and we are happy and so excited to be on this journey with you. Reach out to Miss Dewar, reach out to Miss V, our AP in high school, if you have curriculum questions or questions about it. Mr. Rowan has been here for a long time on 7-8, and his child also attends our high school. So he has the perspective of a parent as well. His child is a 12th grader, so that may be somebody you can ask questions to as well. Miss Washington, please reach out. Miss Siebold, absolutely. I don't see any questions coming up, but thank you. And this will be sent out and it's on the website. So please, if you need to listen for a certain part, at double speed or fast forward to get back to the information you forgot, please do that. And don't hesitate to reach out. Rochelle can answer most everything in this process or get you to the right person who can help you. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.